So you've got an HSM in the cloud now, but how do you connect to it? In this short video, I'm going to show you how to connect your servers to our HSM Cloud Service, otherwise known as Data Protection on Demand. Let's start with some prerequisites. To connect a client to DPoD, you're going to need the following: your dedicated DPoD tenant URL, a DPoD account enrolled with Google Authenticator. Now, if you don't have this, please stop this video and reach out to your Thales account manager or customer success manager, and they'll get you set up. You're going to need a server, or aka a client machine, running Windows or Linux that will be accessing the HSM. And finally, the communication between client machine and Cloud HSM will be done on port 443. Now, once you have access to your tenant URL, let's go ahead and log in and get started. Now, anytime you log into DPoD, you'll be taken to your services page. If you're watching this video for the first time, you probably don't have anything listed here, so let's go ahead and click Add New Service. Now, as you can see, there are many pre-built common integrations already set up for you here. It's as simple as clicking the tiles and walking through a few easy steps. Let's use the general HSM on Demand tile for this video and click Try Service. You can review the terms of the service here and click Accept when you're ready to proceed. Let's give this service a name. I'll just call this one Demo. If you have FIPS compliance requirements, do not check this box. Checking this box allows you to also use algorithms that are not FIPS compliant. Please see your account manager or customer success manager if you have questions about this before proceeding. And let's click Finish to provision the service. And once finished, note the data that's displayed here about the service you just created. The partition serial number can come in handy, so it's good to know where you can find it. Now at this point, your Cloud HSM service has been created. The next step is making sure this server can communicate with the service, which we'll do with the service client. Now, as you can see below, we don't have any service clients created here. So let's set it up. Click Create Service Client. Give it a name that makes sense to you. I'll call mine Demo Client. And then again, click Create Service Client. And just like that, it's ready. Click Download Client. Remember where you place the client download. I'm going to place mine in a directory I created for the purpose of this video under Temp Demo. Let's unzip and extract the files to the same directory. And let's do that one more time with a file called cvclient-min.zip, extracting all files to the same location. There's a lot of stuff in here, as you can see. For now, all you need to know is the path to where it's located. Let's open a command prompt as an administrator and change the path to the directory of the service client. I'm just going to drag and drop mine in there. Now that we're in the directory of the service client, run the command setenv.cmd to set our environmental variable. That command will return the following output, indicating your partition is now ready to be configured. Now let's do that by launching the LunaCM tool, a tool included with the client package. Just type lunacm.exe and hit enter. Note this is the same serial number of your partition we saw after creating the service earlier. You can type a question mark here to view all available commands with LunaCM. We're going to start by initializing and labeling the partition, creating the Partition Security Officer role, otherwise known as PO or SO, and finally the cloning domain, all with one simple command. Partition init-l for label, and I'll call this demo. Type proceed and hit enter to continue. You'll first be prompted to create a password for the Partition Security Officer or SO role. This is where you'll be prompted to enter the cloning domain. Make sure you don't forget this. Now at this point, your partition is basically ready, but you'll want to create some user role separation. The security officer role initializes the partition, but the primary user of the partition and cryptographic object stored inside is called the cryptographic officer, or CO. Only the partition security officer can create the CO role. So we'll need to log in as the partition security officer role I created in the previous step to create the CO role, which is simply role login -n PO. And now let's create the crypto officer role with role init -n CO. Give it a password and done. Now the first thing any newly created role needs to do is change their password. So I'll log out of the PO role with the command role logout. And let's log in as the new CO with role login -n CO. Let's take a peek at the available commands here. And we'll change the password with this command, role cp-n CO. Enter the existing password and a new one. Oops, I made a typo, but it's good to note that this is the error message you'll see when a password is mistyped or mismatched. Let's do it correctly this time. Now, while the crypto officer is the only role that can make significant changes to the contents of the partition, the crypto user is an optional role with limited access. And creating that role is just as easy as the previous. And of course, let's make sure our crypto user changes their password. And done. Our partition is now ready and secured with proper user role separation. Alright, so just for fun, let's generate an encryption key and make sure we can see it in our HSM. First, let's log in as the crypto officer and we'll take a peek at the contents of my partition, which of course should be empty. A par for partition, let's see what's available. Par con will show us the contents of the partition. And as expected, as crypto officer who can see all contents of a partition, we see nothing here, so we can be sure it's completely empty. Now go ahead and open another command prompt as administrator and change the path to your client directory as I've done here. Another tool we include in the service client package is called CK-Demo. Great tool for testing things like key generation. Now I won't go into all the uses of CK-Demo in this video, but let's use it to generate a key. Just type ckdemo.exe and hit enter to launch. Okay, let's take a look. A lot of options in here. I'll show you the basic flow that we're going to use, which is going to be 1 for logging in. And then we're going to use option 3 to open a session. And I'll use option 45 to just generate a key. So let's see how that works. We're first logged in as the crypto officer. I'll open the session. Choose 45 to generate that key. It's going to give us a few options here for key generations, types of keys. We're going to go with an AES key this time. And I'll just choose 32 bytes in length. And there's a lot of different key options here. I'm just going to quickly go through this part, turn on a few of them on. And there we have it. That OK sign means we're good. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our partition contents. And there's our key. And check out the description for links to more information on many of the topics I mentioned in this video. Thanks for watching.